The graveyard shift. Larry had worked security for years, but nothing was lonelier than the graveyard shift at the Blackwood Museum. The place was ancient, filled with artifacts that seemed to breathe in the dark, statues that stood too still, paintings with eyes that followed. The museum had a history one Larry didn't ask about. All he had to do was patrol, log incidents, and survive the night. But that night, something changed. 1:42 a.m. Larry sipped stale coffee, watching the security monitors. The halls were silent until they weren't. A shadow moved on camera 3. The ancient Egypt exhibit. He leaned closer. The sarcophagus of Neferkau was open and empty. A trail of tattered bandages led into the dark corridors. Larry's stomach dropped. 1:47 a.m. His footsteps echoed as he followed the trail, flashlight trembling. The air smelled rotten, thick with decay. A whisper scraped against his ear, a voice that wasn't there. He spun around. Nothing. Then rustling. From the next room, the statue gallery. 1:51 a.m. The statues were massive, towering figures of gods and warriors, unmoving, watching. Then Larry saw it. One statue was different, a humanoid figure wrapped in tattered linen, a golden mask gleaming under the dim lights. It wasn't a statue. It was the mummy. His breath hitched. The figure stood deathly still. Then its head snapped toward him. A dry, wheezing breath rasped from beneath the mask. The lights flickered. Larry turned and ran. 1:55 a.m. Sprinting for his booth, he fumbled for his radio. "This is Larry. Something's in here with me." The mummy, it moved. Static. Then the voice. But it wasn't his supervisor. It was a whisper. "You shouldn't have seen me." The radio screeched. Then came the footsteps. Slow, deliberate. Behind him, he dared a glance back. The mummy was closer. Its golden mask gleamed. Its fingers unraveled, revealing blackened claws. Larry ran harder. 1:59 a.m. His security booth was in sight. He dove inside, slamming the door, locking it. His breath came in sharp gasps. On the monitors, the cameras fuzzed with static. Then camera 3 cleared. Comma. The mummy stood at the entrance to the security room. It raised one hand and knocked. 3 slow, deliberate taps. Larry backed away. The knocking stopped. The monitor screen glitched. The hallway was empty. But then he felt it. Breath on his neck. A rasping whisper, ancient and hungry, slithered into his ear. "Your shift has just begun." The lights went out, and Larry vanished. By morning, all that remained in the